Today, I'm going to give you 4 strategies that will help you to maintain meaningful connection with your spouse despite your busy schedules. My name is Oluwatobi Olumide Ajayi, and I help high-achieving professionals and entrepreneurs to have a strong marriage and to build wealth, to win in both marriage and their work, careers, or whatever, so that they can build wealth and have the best of both worlds. So there's this kind of loneliness that people rarely talk about, and it's one of the most disorienting forms of loneliness that exists today. Is that loneliness where you are physically present with someone, and in this case, your spouse, but you are emotionally miles apart. You are sitting across them on the dinner table, and you realize that you know their schedules, you know what they are doing, but you really don't know what is going on deep on the inside of them. You don't know what they are secretly wishing or praying about. You don't know what they are grieving quietly about. You don't know what their fears are. You don't know a lot about them again. And you are thinking that when did we get here? We used to stay awake till 2 a.m. gisting and talking about everything. Now, we hardly have conversations that go below the surface. Like, what happened to us? And you are thinking about all that and you are not happy. Sometimes you silently start to resent them. Like, you don't know what is, you are not just happy in your marriage or your relationship anymore. A lot of times people don't choose disconnection. They just did not actively, or they just are not actively choosing connection. And that brings me to like a summary of everything. That in marriage, right, you don't mistakenly automatically drift into intimacy. You only drift away from it. So you can't stay and feel like, oh, because we are good people, we love each other, we are going to remain close. No, you don't stay. You are drifting away from each other if you are not actively trying to connect. Look at Jesus, for example. Even though he was one of the busiest men that ever lived, like he was always out there preaching the gospel, teaching people, healing the sick, raising the dead, helping people, discipling people, battling the Pharisees, the haters, and all that. He still always found time to connect with the Father. So he would go very early while it was still dark, find a solitary place and just go and connect. That means that no matter how busy you are, he has set the example. You must still find time. You must still prioritize your partner, your marriage, and all. So busyness is not a good enough excuse, because there are always ways around it. So let me give you these strategies. Strategy 1 is how you depart from each other in the morning and how you return to each other in the morning. It's a little thing. So another thing I would say is that marriage is not, just like manna that was given. They will say, take it fresh every morning and it must not pass one day. That's how marriage is. That's how connection in marriage is. You cannot use yesterday or day before yesterday's connection and feel like it's going to suffice for today. No, it has to be a daily thing. So how do you wake up every morning? How do you leave your spouse every morning? How do you return to them? It matters a lot. So maybe normally you wake up, your alarm rings, you wake up, you check your phone, quickly scroll through what messages are there on WhatsApp, what's this, what's that. You run the shower, you do everything, you quickly take a glance, give them a peck on the cheek or whatever if they are lucky, and then you leave the house. That's it. Well, you can change this. You wake up in the morning, you hold them close. 20 seconds at the minimum, because 20 seconds is what releases the oxytocin, that is the bonding hormone, and it makes a whole lot of difference. It sets the tone for connection for that day. And so you just hold them for 20 seconds. If possible, you can add a 6-second kiss, which also secretes that hormone, the bonding hormone, the feel-good hormone that would help connection. So and then you look them in the eyes, not just a quick glance. You stare at them, then you tell them something good. I love you. Say genuinely, I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you today. Have a blessed day. You can even pray for them or pray with them before going. And then when you return again, you are going to hold them close, hug them, and then, maybe 20 seconds. So there's this 20 minutes decompression exercise that you should be doing according to John Gottman that really helps. It's called self stress decompression. So that first 20 minutes when you get home, you are trying to decompress from the stress of the day. So you just give each other, that 20 minutes uninterrupted time as people, not as co-managers of the household, as human beings. So you just talk about yourself, how you are feeling, what's going on. No transactional conversation, no conversations about logistics and all that. Before you now start the, children this, that one, that. 20 minutes. Have it when you come back every day. That is after you have hugged each other and held each other close or kissed each other for at least 6 seconds. Try that every day. The next one is checking up on them during your day. So during the day, we know you are busy. You're a busy professional. But during the day, look for 2 minutes. I mean, just 2 minutes to just check up on them. And when you are checking up on them, you are not checking up to say, can you please help me pick my clothes at the laundry? Have you picked the kids? Can you help me do this? No. You're just checking up on them because you want to check up on them, because you genuinely care and want to see how they are doing. So you're asking, like, how is your day going? What's going on with you? How are you feeling? Is there anything you would like me to know or to do for you? Whatever it is you want to tell them, but it's just about them, and it's genuinely about them. Not because you are not saying it because you quickly want to add that, hey, please help me buy this as you're coming home. No, you are checking up on them. This is not the time. You can call again for all those transactions, but this time, and it can be a voice note, it can be a text message, but you are really checking up on them. So the next one is your weekly dates, or whatever you want to call it. And I know what you're thinking, like, we go on date every week, they play. No, date does not, I don't know, we all have a definition of date in our head that we just feel like, that makes it feel, far-fetched, like something that we cannot really achieve. Oh, we have to go to the movies, to the restaurant, to this, to the spa. Not really. A date can be after the children have gone to bed, you sit on the balcony with tea, with coffee, with a drink and your favorite snack, and you are just talking. A date can be, we are watching a movie at home just together, and then after that we talk and all that. A date can be, we are taking a walk in our estate, and yes, you can have the elaborate ones too. You can go to the restaurant, but at least once a week, ensure that this happens. Don't trade it. It's not luxury. Going on dates is not luxury, or having dates is not luxury. It is an important part. It is going to help you, the connection, and build the bond, and keep it going. And then the next one is your monthly check-ins. You have the meetings in the office, your board meeting, ESCO meetings, whatever meetings that you have, your team meetings. Why are you running your marriage like it doesn't matter? Your marriage is an organization that you want to thrive. It's even more important than the other one, because all these ones has expiry date. You are going to retire after a while, or you are going to stop going to that office after a while. But your marriage is what is going to stay with you for the rest of your life, if you treat it well anyway. So have that check-in monthly, like a monthly meeting where you're not talking about the deeper things, what has been going on, what you have observed, and it's also not transactional, but you are really talking about you are going below the surface, right? You are going below the surface. You are talking about everything that matters to both of you. So that should happen at least once monthly. And then the other thing that helps is spiritual intimacy. A lot of times it sounds like cliche when they say a couple that prays together stays together. But it's not. It actually works. Hold each other's hand. Pray together. Be vulnerable to the Father together. Them listening to you, there's just something connecting you to them when you build that spiritual intimacy. So if it's once a week, once a day, pray together before you go to bed. Share the word of God, maybe once in a week together if you are so busy, but just ensure that you are building that spiritual intimacy. When you do all this, you will discover that you are maintaining or building meaningful connections that will make your marriage last. Once again, I'm Oluwatobi Olumide Ajayi. Hit the subscribe button if you found value in this, and for more insights and wisdom on how to make your marriage work, how to make your marriage strong, and how to build well.